Can we get through the FA Cup 5th round, even though it's Burnley? I'm not 100% confident. Let's see. Hello, boys and girls, and welcome back to the Evolution of Everton. I, of course, am Millers, and you join me on the eve of us taking on Burnley in the FA Cup. Now, the FA Cup is, of course, the last remaining trophy that we can actually win, so I thought it was probably appropriate that I bring you that game. In terms of a bit of an update, then, things haven't been tremendous. I will be brutally honest. We managed to go away and get a win at Villa, which I thought was ace, and we held City to a draw at home. But then, we travelled to Nottingham Forest, who, in theory, are a team we really should be taking on because they're at our level, and we let ourselves down. Mangala got himself sent off, and unfortunately, we then succumbed to a goal from James Ward-Prowse, and they held that, and it was 1-0. However, we then brought Wolves to Goodison and we managed to get ourselves a win. Dominic Calvert-Lewin getting on the score sheet just before half-time, taking the wind out of the sails, and then Tarkowski in the 93rd minute. So it wasn't the most pretty of games, and I was a little bit worried right the way through, if I'm honest. But nonetheless, we got the 3 points, which leaves us 12th, right? So we're certainly not pulling up any trees, all right? But we are most definitely mid-table, which is where now Karen and the previous board wanted us to be, right? So we're doing okay. We're getting, B minuses in terms of our rating from both the board and the fans. The fans like the way we're playing. I just think they'd like 1 or 2 more of these draws converting to wins, which, in fairness, so would we all, right? So, 35 points, we can kick on a little bit further, and there's plenty of games left to play, in fairness. So, it's not, top 10 is not a foregone conclusion, I don't think. Today, though, we're going to focus on taking on Burnley in the FA Cup, and it's the 5th round, so, quite a fair way in. Burnley sits 7th in the Championship, a league which Leeds and Luton are fighting out for the top spots, and Burnley are really trying to compete for the playoffs, it looks like, which is a shame for Burnley because they've got plenty of dosh as well. But yeah, so they're a decent side, and one that we're going to enjoy taking on. We get to meet Scotty Parker in the opposite dugout to us. So you're going to join me for that, and the next time you're with me, we will be in the dressing room. Speak shortly. And welcome back. So, you can see we are going fairly strong for this because, as I mentioned in the little brief bit we've just come through, this is the last piece of silverware we can actually truly go and try and win. So I'm going to try and go as far as we can possibly go in terms of this competition. I have put Begovic in. He is our cup goalkeeper. Patterson's coming for Maffeo and Young's coming for Mikolenko. Those are 3 players who don't normally get a rest, right? So they're getting changed out for the game. Ashley Young should, in theory, be able to compete at this level. As should Patterson, there's no problem there. And Begovic is a very, very good keeper in his own right. So, no problem there. You can see the change in shape. There's a friend of mine in the comments, Young Joe. He's a big toffee, right? And he's a big fan of trying to play McNeil through the middle. I've not been able to get a tune out of him on the left-hand side. So I'm going to try this little bit of an inverted asymmetric shape where McNeil, I'm hoping, he's going to press on into these spaces. Remember, he's 6'1", so he can go 6 foot. Sorry, give you an extra inch. He can go and do a job in that box for us, but he can finish. He's technically very good. So I'm hoping he can go into those spaces and go and do something for me, whilst having Calvert-Lewin a little bit further back, maybe on a pressing forward, maybe doing that kind of a role where he's in and about the box, but actually he's looking to work with a second forward. And we'll see if that works for us. We're going to have Decore bombing forwards to go and try and do a job up in these pockets here, and then Guy's going to sit in and do a job for me here, which means James Garner gets to have a rest, which, again, he doesn't get to do very often. The other good news to call out is that Iliman Ndai's now back. He's recommended for 45 minutes. He might get a run out tonight. He might not. We'll really see how the game is going. But with that being said, we're going to go out and we're going to try and win this game at Turf Moor. So let's do that. Everybody's fairly pleased, including Jordan Pickford, who's actually been benched for tonight's game. But I think he's supportive of the fact that, he's got a cup goalkeeper that sat behind him. So we can go and do that. Right, let's get everybody going then. Let's get everybody going. Go out and impress me. I never really like those. It doesn't give me my favourite option, so it is what it is. We'll do that. We'll try and pump our fist, get everyone happy. Bert, that's not a name you hear every day. You look very young to be called Bert, son. How can I help you? What are you doing to ensure the team picks up where you left off? We've got to play well every match, but he's not in the squad today. He's just being rested, son. Can you explain why doubt? Yes, I can, because I'm trying my best to get a tune out of him. And Joe says he plays well through the middle. That's not an answer, though. So it's important that we use his versatility, is the answer I will give you, young Bert. There is Burnley's team. It looks fairly first team from what I know. The boy Hannibal in the centre of the park, James Trafford in goal. So they've got a very, very decent lineup, but we've gone strong as well. So it'll be a good test for the lads. Let's see how we can do. Let's shake Scotty Parker's hand and get on with it. Whilst we're kicking off, it would be wondrous if you could provide a subscribe if you're not already, a like and all of that good stuff. It does help me out, if only just to make me feel better about myself. So if you could do that, that'd be great. If not, I understand. Do feel free to dislike too if you don't like what I'm doing. Having said that, we've lost 2 subscribers over the last week, so clearly I am doing something wrong. Not entirely sure what it is. But again, do feel free to tell me in the comments. As Burnley have got an opportunity on goal, as 3 of us converge on him, Tarks comes out with it. Torres, just look after it. Good. Garner into Braithwaite and into Decore's feet. Come wide if you want. There's Patterson. Patterson can find Roy, and he does, inside to Calvert-Lewin, who's deeper. Look, that's good. Roy, he's got no one to go back to unless he goes to a centre half. He's gone to Garner, who's come across. Roy's going to take on his full-back this time. And he runs him to the byline. He stood one up looking for Torres by the looks of things. And Torres at the back post has nodded in. Superb to see him find the net. That's his first for the club. Really, really pleased to see that. He came inside, which was lovely. It looks like we had 3, maybe even 4 in the box there. Yeah, we did. So, well, 5 if you include him trotting in at the back post. But we had a real load there, which was lovely. Absolutely great to see. I know it's Burnley, but patterns, processes, that's what we've got to look for as we try and improve this football club. 1-0 up, 1 shot, 1 on target, 1 goal. Begovic is going to play short to Branthwaite, who finds Tarks. Tarks steps out and finds Patterson into Calvert-Lewin, who's deeper. Roy should really have got on there, but he didn't. Luckily, Patterson steps in. Garner, who's he going to find? He goes back to Branthwaite. I don't mind it. McNeil in pockets, like to see that. There he is. He's on the foot. No, he's not. He's let it roll and it's come away from him. Now Burnley are in possession as Brownhill steps forwards. Young's come out of position and Benson steps inside, who drives. It looks like Begovic managed to push it. That comes because Young jumped, right? And you don't really want to see that. We expect his experience to avoid him doing things like that. But unfortunately, on that occasion, he did jump into the centre of the park, causing us a real space down that left-hand side. Approaching 40 minutes, it's been a 50-50 game in fairness. Burnley have had more chances than their XG suggests they probably should be on the score sheet, but they're not, thanks to Asmir Begovic, as we come into the dressing room. Things are going well. Yeah, our passing game's been good. Let's keep them motivated. We want them to try and work on keeping the thing. We talk about that all the time. So let's try and encourage that in the team talk. As we approach 55 minutes, nothing really occurring to shout about. We could really do with 1 more just to put this to bed. However, Burnley have got a free kick, which they stand up. I don't know what happened there. He looked like he was a mile offside, but I can't say for certain. Yes, they've just given it straight away. No VAR. I don't even know if it's in the FA Cup, in fairness, but he did look a mile off. Young's going to swing one in with his right foot from the left-hand side. Finds Decore, who... I don't know if that was a shot. I don't know what that was. Young's not got the pace to keep up with Rodriguez. In fact, it looks like he's given up. Rodriguez steps inside, but we've won it back, and Young comes out with it, and it fades to nothing. There we go. We're approaching 72 minutes. We're going to make a couple of changes. McNeil's not had the worst game in the world, in fairness, and I've got a mind to leave him on. I'm going to bring on Garner because he adds us a little bit of quality in the centre of that park, and he can look after it a little bit better than Decore, in my opinion. So I'm going to send him on, and I'm also going to send on young Stan Mills for Roy because he's a cut player. It's important he gets minutes, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him develop as we progress through the save. So getting him out there is absolutely vital. 80 minutes, Begovic is on the ball. He's not gone long, which is good. Garner's feet. Patterson. On you go, Stan. On you go, Stan. McNeil. 1 more. Open up if you can. He's done it, and he's found Torres. Torres looks to get into the box. He comes short though and plays Young. Young steps forwards into the box. Torres inside, looking to find Calvert-Lewin, but doesn't. Rodriguez flips it on, and it's now back with Tarks in our half. Up to Young, inside to Garner, and we're playing triangles, which is nice, and we've gone all the way back to Begovic. You don't mind this if it results in another opportunity, right? So that's absolutely fine, as long as we just keep hold of it. Use it well. There we go. Good bounce pass. You don't mind it. Centre half should split. They have Tarks, Garner. Garner's lost it in a horrible place. Hannibal's shot from distance, and it's gone in. And all of that talk about recycling and keeping it and making sure we do the right things, and then, oh, look at this. Absolutely bobbins. He had all the time in the world. He could have just rolled a 5-yard pass to Garner. And he gives it away, and then Begovic folds like a pack of cards as it finds its way into the side netting, and Burnley have got back on the level, and in fairness, the data says they deserve it, which is really, really disappointing. 4 minutes to go. Never sure if this goes to extra time. I think it does. It is, and it's an extra time game that we're going to be playing now that you get to see me panicking into the dressing room. I'm not happy with your performance. You can all be anxious if you want, but the reality is, you, my son, can we talk about individuals? You. Point fingers. You've not been good enough. Get it together. Get it together. Love that. Getting told. Out we go. Extra time. Burnley on the ball. Rodriguez is through. We've stepped in and managed to clear it only as far as Coalition, though. Humphreys, Dummett, going down that left-hand side. He's boxed. Brownhill's found it. He's found Hannibal, and we've hoofed it clear, but we've not found anybody. We're under pressure here, which is not good to see. Look to try and close that down. We're all very deep, and Burnley are enjoying some football in our half, as again, Brownhill's got inside of Young. I don't know what's happened. We seem to have paused for a sub. That was all a bit weird. Torres is knackered, wants to come off. We're going to send Lindstrom on. Calvert-Lewin is struggling. He wants to come off. I've got a team, honestly. These boys start the second half. Calvert-Lewin. Oh, he didn't make the change. He did make the change. Beto's on, but Calvert-Lewin's playing. Lindstrom, inside. Finds Dwight McNeil. What have you got, son? Show me something today. That'd be tremendous. Lindstrom inside, get a shot off. He has done, and he's found the bottom corner with a lovely finish. The assist from McNeil. I'm clutching at straws, but I am giving it him because he worked his socks off to get into the position, right? That's what we want to see. He's in the box. He's turned back. He's looked after it. We can't complain with that. And Lindstrom's first touch finds himself in acres, and he just passes it past James Trafford in the Burnley goal as the Everton fans behind the goal go mad. It's another highlight, though, immediately from kickoff. Burnley are on the ball. Hannibal's been a thorn in our side all game. Rodriguez, though, has given it away to Patterson. Beto steps inside. He's never going to run at his man, and then he loses out. So it's now back to Burnley. Humphrey steps forwards, finds Coloshu. Beto, Garner, lovely triangle, come wide. Good, Lindstrom. Can we get in the box, though? There's no one breaking any legs to get up there, is there? Lindstrom slots inside to find McNeil. Is that a penalty, ref? Is that a foul, ref? Stan Mills. Garner from distance, and Trafford pushes. Couple of opportunities there where we could have given the ref a decision to make. He didn't make one, though, as McNeil takes the corner. Can we find Tarkowski? We've gone for Beto, and he doesn't get anything, and Rodriguez carries the ball away for Burnley. It's currently 2-on-4. Young's going to stand him up, though, and then commits a foul that was absolutely no need for. Is he going to get himself sent off? That was Garner, not if he gets sent again. This kid is absolutely unbearable. He gets himself he's at the second time in probably 4 games he's been sent off. Right, let's think. Dwight McNeil's going to have to get the hook, that's for sure. That's for sure. Who are we going to play in that pocket, though? Decore's already been dragged, of course. Iliam and Dye, I don't really want to be playing him in there. Lindstrom could maybe do it. I might stick Coleman in there as an old head. Come in here. Come and do a job for me there, son, please. And let's hope we can just look after it. Confirm the change. Dwight McNeil's unlucky there. But it is what it is. We've had to sacrifice somebody because of an ill-tempered tackle from Gay again. As we approach full-time, hopefully we can hold on. I didn't want to be saying that against Burnley, but Burnley have got a corner. 3 minutes of extra time and it's nodded wide. Thankfully, maybe that will be enough. As the full-time whistle goes, we progress through to what I believe is now the quarter-finals, and we've held our own. Stats-wise, not tremendous, right, when you think we were taking on Burnley, but we have come away and got the win. I didn't dislike some of the patterns I saw, and that's what we're going to carry forward. Well done. It's a good win. We'll take it. Keep everybody up and buoyant. We're through in the cup. That was a close run thing, Paul. Yes, you're right. It was. Are we delighted to get the win? Yes. It'd have been nice to get it earlier, though, Paul, if I'm honest with you. It wasn't a smooth ride. Did you retain your confident outlook? Don't know if it's but my confidence was shaken in spite of, well, we weren't comfortable, but we did get over the line. I think I'm going to say that because that's the truth, isn't it? Always tell the truth, my mum said. You must have been proud following the response of your team. Absolutely. A lot of teams would have folded, Paul. We didn't, and we kicked on, which is great to see. As City go through, Villa go through, Chelsea go through, Palace. Sunderland beat United. Interesting. West Ham beat Arsenal on penalties. The draw opens up. That's good to see. Good to see. And that gets us 225 grand for the coffers. You're an absolute pipe, son. Shocking tackle. No need for it, particularly where it was. Don't appeal because Ian Wone says you deserved it. And we'll send Ian to do the press conference at the same time. There we go. So Sunderland have managed to knock out United, which is absolutely massive. So in the next round, we've got Sunderland, Chelsea, Villa, City, West Ham, Everton, Palace and Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough knock out Palace. That's great to see. Fulham, sorry. That's great to see. So a couple of championship teams in the draw, and it'll come as no surprise to tell you that I would love to draw one of those championship teams because it gives us the best possible chance at getting to a semi-final. And of course, we're trying to recover some silverware for this football club. Is the draw going to come anytime soon? Or am I going to have to come back to you at a later date with the draw when we rejoin each other? We've got Bournemouth in the league tomorrow, so I'm not entirely sure it's going to happen before then. Let's just make sure it's not already happened and it hasn't told us. It's not, but it is only a couple of weeks away. Why don't we do this, right? I will come back and we'll play the FA Cup quarter-final no matter who we're playing in the next episode, and you can join me to see if we can progress to the semi-final and keep on our journey to try and bring some silverware back to Goodison Park. How about we do that? I hope you've enjoyed that. It's been loads of fun for me. Thank you very, very much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.